So without further ado, let me turn to each of the panelists and ask them to give a presentation of 5 minutes, and I'll try to be strict because time is short. Starting with you, Professor.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this invitation for me to speak on this important occasion and on this important day. The tragic death of Mahsa Amini, as the chair has already mentioned, her tragic death on the 16th of September 2022, the protest and the ensuing bloodshed on the streets of Iran, as it is unfolding today, brings back the terrible memories of November 2019 protests, with its considerable bloodshed and violence perpetrated by the Iranian state. Indeed, the images from the bloody November Aban of 2019 continues to provide a vivid reminder of state violence. These images from November 2019 also remain a vivid reminder of the state impunity. The absence of accountability or even state acknowledgement for the multitude of violations that took place by state agents in all corners of Iran in November 2019 and subsequently is not only merely a disregard for human lives, but also a complete disregard for the rule of law. It is therefore of immense value to see civil society's efforts, which have culminated in the establishment of the Aban Tribunal, to seek accountability through the rule of law in the absence of any state effort and through the many state obstacles for ensuring the rule of law. An important aspect of the tribunal's significance is its solid methodology and the public dissemination of its documentation and hearings. Through its methodology and through its transparency, the tribunal has set a standard for not only people's tribunals, but also for domestic processes. Now, I would briefly turn to the high price that has been paid by witnesses to this tribunal. We are also bitterly aware that giving testimonies before the tribunal has come at a very high price. Families who have lost their loved ones have, in addition to those losses, carried additional losses. They have been subjected to reprisals, threats, prosecution, simply for seeking what is their right. The hearings before the tribunal have made clear to us that the problem of impunity goes beyond the violations during the protests and that it extends to accountability, seeking efforts by families and others. The question about importance of international mechanisms on accountability in Iran. The Aban Tribunal is the latest in a series of efforts by civil society to ensure accountability in a context where domestic political and legal structures for accountability are extremely limited. Iran's People's Tribunal was established in year 2007 as a civil society accountability mechanism to look into the enforced disappearances and summary executions of political dissidents in 1988. Yet another emblematic example of the state of impunity in that country. Other civil society organizations have also brought much-needed light over violations. These include the Abdurrahman Burman Center's Omid Memorial and the Spreading Justice Initiative by the human rights activists in Iran. These and other efforts serve a valuable goal of public information, advocacy, memorialization, or support to future accountability mechanisms. These efforts have shown that there is a need and a serious accountability gap in Iran, which the international community, both member states and international fora, need to recognize and provide tools for accountability gap in Iran, necessitates international attention and perhaps a permanent international mechanism on accountability in Iran. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.